A pleasant afternoon, everyone. Welcome once again to the JERVIN Eagle Viewpoints. This very moment, our topic is a very hard topic that we try to simplify for you. Have you heard already of the topic about immune system response, immunity, body resistance? This very moment, we will try to let a common human being understand what do we mean by the word body immunity. But for going farther, let us first ask guidance from God by reading a text in the Bible found in 1 Corinthians 6:19. And it says, "Do you not know that your body is the sanctuary of the Holy Spirit, who is actually in you, whom you have from God? And you are not your own." This is a very good reminder from the Bible that we have to take care of our body because our body is owned by the Spirit, and that Spirit comes from God. We grow up with our parents always telling us, let us not compromise our body resistance. Okay? If you notice, this is the first concept of immunity which is mentioned at home as early as grade 1, grade 2, grade 3. It's always about body resistance. What is then immunity? Well, before going further, let me first introduce you to the focus topic of our vlog discussion this very moment. Our topic is immunity in a nutshell, simplifying the body response. Now, going back to the question, what is then immunity? Well, this is simply defined as the capacity of the human body to address issues of resistance to the first-time invaders, and the capacity of the body to note down the invader so that the next time they will attack the body will be able to have a record, and it will be easy to identify how to defeat the invaders, which are often referred to as germs. Well, I know that data is very complicated. Let me compare the body immunity with an army or a military attack. Come, try to learn with me. Let's make this a lot of fun. One day, the body was working, and all of a sudden, a skin was cut, and then blood flowed. On the process, this is also a crack in our skin, so the germs, who happen to be our enemy, went inside. Upon entering the body, they were met by a checkpoint manned by the soldiers of our body called the neutrophils. The invaders did not respect the checkpoint, so it went into a warfare. Fires were opened. Guns were shot. Neutrophil Brigade was called to respond in this actual armed war. While the war is going on, a second battalion approached, and they will not do actual fighting, but they are to plant bombs to confine the areas where the enemies are approaching and possibly gathering. This is a limitation of area where the enemy can travel. This redness is seen because this allergic reaction caused by the bombs placed by this battalion is really very potent. This battalion is called the eosinophils battalion, the battalion bombers. While the checkpoint soldiers and the bomb placers are doing their job, another battalion comes in which brings food, supplements, and medication. These are cures for the persons who are wounded already, or for the members of the team who are wounded already, and the battered soldiers of the two groups. So these are the medics of the body. They do not do warfare. They are there to see to it that the soldiers are well nourished and medically attended. This battalion is called the basophils. After the neutrophils, checkpoint soldiers, and the eosinophils bombers are done with the battle, and they have won the battle, okay? Another battalion approaches, and that is the Engineering Brigade, those that will clean the area, repair the distracted parts, and fix the area of warfare, including the crack that caused the enemies or the germs to enter. This brigade is called the Macrophage Brigade. In this brigade, you have body engineers, body sanitary agents, support workers who will renovate the area to ensure that it was fixed and clean again. These are ground soldiers that our body has in actual resistance to the enemy, who are the germs in this kind of illustration. Okay? Let us try to name again the soldiers of our body who meet this enemy. First, the Neutrophil Brigade in charge of the checkpoints and first-hand defense and warfare. Second, the Eosinophil Brigade in charge of the bomb placement to avoid further advancement of the enemy. Okay? And otherwise, placing allergen enhancement so that there will be no more going past the point of infiltration. Third, the Basophil Brigade, the medics and food suppliers of our body's frontliner. And the last, the Macrophage Brigade. These are the engineers, the sanitation team that will clean the war ravage. But it won't stop there. While the battle is going on, earlier, 2 other battalions of soldiers are actually doing war surveillance. And they are carrying telescopes and other objects that will make far distance visible. Meaning, they observe the enemies from afar. They observe them, how they fight, their weaknesses, their strength, and then take a full record of it. The one who is observing are called the T lymphocyte brigade, and the one recording the data gathering and future identification of the enemies and put them into files are the V lymphocyte brigade. This brigade works together hand in hand for them to have a complete record of the enemies that has just infiltrated or attacked the human body. That is why, even if the war was already done at the actual area of encounter, our body has distant surveillance and recording so that the next time enemies will arrive, especially if they're the same enemies that we have, our body knows how to deal with them because they are already recorded and observed by the T lymphocyte brigade and the B lymphocyte brigade. Now, let us try to put some diseases into the taxonomy or into the names so that this will sound relevant at this time. Let us say chickenpox. First time it will come, it will be very, very hard warfare for your body. Meaning the actual area responses will be very, very much handful. They might lose in some parts. But if the surveillance team of the lymphocytes do their job, you will notice that the second time that chickenpox visits, the body will just have a little irritation or weakness, but the solution is very fast. In fact, the body will not anymore manifest these skin symptoms because it will be so very fast for them to react as the enemy's weakness and the enemy's record is already in file. The surveillance record of this germ or disease that visited you is really a very great advantage on our body, which is the duty of the lymphocyte brigades. This is a very simple yet accurate explanation how the body resistance and immunity play a role in protecting us from being infected with diseases repeatedly. In fact, this is also where artificial immunization today, the one that is being placed in your arm, placed in your mouth, Okay? The idea of that actually comes from this immune system response that we're talking about now. For the moment, let us realize this systematic approach and responses of our body did not come by chance. It is too organized to be called just a chance. There could be no one persona who had designed, there could have been one persona, one entity who have designed this immune system that it will have an organized, systemic, and logical action always in our body systems. Again, this did not come by chance. It was organizedly done. A good point here is, body immunity and resistance is always a good argument for a man to be more of a product of creation than evolution because of the unexplainable orderliness and accuracy of the system functions of the immune system. I hope our simple characterization of the immune response and immunity, especially the processes of our body that gives us strength, whole in whole, we call it immunity response. Okay. Well, I hope this simple example that I gave you, of which the body has soldiers of war, will help us understand in a lay person's viewpoint how the immune system works and how special this system created by God in us function to make our life comfortable and healthy. This has been your content provider and freelance blogger, Pros Gonzaga Jr., known to my student as Sir Noy, leaving this very important message to you. Our immune system can only protect our body if we will do two things. Number one, take care of our body from the outside. And number two, nourish our body to make it strong from the inside. Have a very healthy life and have a strong, highly responsive immune response system to everyone. God bless.